Hi everybody, I'm Leslie Stanford. Welcome back to the Marketing Plan Training Series. If you're watching this video, hopefully you've watched the previous chapters which cover the basics of the Herbalife marketing plan and how to become a qualified producer or a supervisor, and they've helped you to successfully reach those levels. You can see how mastering this information can really help you move up the marketing plan. Now, in this chapter, we're going to talk about how to re-qualify as a qualified producer or supervisor. But before we begin talking about requalification, let's check in with John and recap what we've covered so far in the previous chapters. John?
Thanks, Leslie. Let's start by reviewing all of the advantages of being a qualified producer or a supervisor. As a qualified producer, you can enjoy a 42% discount all year. You can also potentially earn between 7 and 17% wholesale profit from your downline sales depending upon whether they order at 25% or 35% discount. If you're a supervisor, you have the opportunity to be eligible to earn from up to 6 potential areas of income and incentives, including a 50% retail profit, up to 25% wholesale profit, 1 to 5% royalty overrides, a monthly production bonus, an annual bonus known as the Mark Hughes bonus, and from time to time, company promotions and vacations. Now, if you qualify for either the qualified producer or supervisor level, you will get to keep your benefits and privileges for the rest of the qualification year. However, if you want to remain at your qualified producer or supervisor level and continue to enjoy all of the benefits and advantages that these levels have to offer, you will need to re-qualify your status each year. Now remember, each Herbalife qualification year runs from February 1st through January 31st.
So, how does someone requalify as a qualified producer or supervisor? For both, you need to make sure that you pay your annual processing fee. Got that? They're not much, but they're also critical. If you're not able to requalify, either because you didn't pay your fees or because you couldn't meet the other requirements, you will fall back to the senior consultant level with a 35% discount. Or, if you were a supervisor, you might only fall back to the qualified producer level with a 42% discount if you at least met the requalification for the qualified producer. Make sure to get a pen and paper and write this information down, because we really don't want you to lose your downline or any of the other advantages that you've achieved. To requalify as a qualified producer, all you have to do is accumulate at least 2,500 volume points within a 1 to 3 month period each year between February 1st and January 31st. Up to 1,000 DLV points can be accumulated toward QP requalification, but you'll have to accumulate at least 1,500 volume points yourself through your personally purchased volume. Do that and you'll be able to keep your 42% discount for another year. That's it. Pretty simple, right?
Yes. The rules for requalifying as a qualified producer really are simple, but let's show you an example just to explain it. Let's say you're a qualified producer looking to requalify and you achieve 1,500 personally purchased volume in May. You would then have 1 to 2 months to achieve 1,000 more PPV. In this example, you were out there and really working the business and you had a great month with 1,000 volume points accumulated. You would then have requalified in June. But you don't have to accomplish this alone. As I said before, you can use up to 1,000 volume points from your downline. So, let's say you achieve 250 PPV in April, and Distributor B earns you 500 DLV. That's 750 volume points for the month. And let's say that you and your downline distributor each achieve another 500 in May, and in June, you achieve 750 PPV. Well, while you only achieved 1,500 personally purchased volume over the 3-month requalification period, your downline's 1,000 volume was enough to help you re-qualify for qualified producer status. Now, you have the entire 12-month qualification period to re-qualify, but your 2,500 volume points must be achieved within a consecutive 1 to 3 month period anytime during the requalification year, okay?
Now, if you've already made it to supervisor and you are earning from some of the 6 potential areas of income and incentives with Herbalife, you probably will want to hang on to that status. The good news is that if you've already made it to supervisor, there are 3 ways to requalify. The first 2 ways are the same as 2 of the initial qualification requirements. Achieve 4,000 volume points in 1 month with 1,000 volume points unencumbered, or achieve 2,500 volume points in each of 2 consecutive months, also with 1,000 volume points unencumbered each month. Now, if you choose to requalify using one of these 2 methods, a minimum of 1,000 volume points must be unencumbered each month. Remember, unencumbered volume is volume that is not being used by another distributor in your downline to qualify for supervisor. The third way you can requalify as supervisor is with a 12-month requalification method. With this method, you have 2 options. You can accumulate 4,000 volume points within the 12-month requalification period. In this case, all of those volume points must be unencumbered. Now, this next point is important. If you use this method, you'll maintain your 50% discount on your purchases for your personal use and for retail. However, any downline supervisor lineages would be moved up to your next upline supervisor, so you need to be aware of this fact. This method is really for those supervisors who don't have a large organization but want to maintain the 50% discount on purchases for their own use or to sell. So, there is a second option when using the 12-month requalification method that allows you to keep your downline supervisor lineages. In this option, you can accumulate 10,000 unencumbered total volume points over the 12-month requalification period. Again, this period runs from February 1st to January 31st. If you achieve this, remember you will retain your downline supervisors and still have a whole year to accumulate the volume points. As I said before, if you do fail to requalify as a supervisor, but you achieve the 2,500 volume point requirement for qualified producer within any consecutive 1 to 3 months, you'll be demoted to qualified producer status and you will retain a 42% discount. If you do not achieve either supervisor or qualified producer requalification, you'll be demoted to a senior consultant at a 35% discount. Now, the good news is that once you've reached senior consultant, you'll never return to the distributor level with only a 25% discount. The bad news is that if you are demoted, you will lose all of your supervisor privileges as well as your downline lineages that contain supervisors. So, if you wish to maintain your privileges as a supervisor, it's really important that you requalify each year by January 31st. Also, keep in mind that if you have supervisors in your downline, you should be charting their progress as well and working with them on a plan for their requalification. Remember, as a supervisor, it is your job to mentor your downline. John, how about we show them a few examples for each of the 3 ways to requalify as a supervisor?
Sure thing, Leslie. Now we're going to start with the 4,000 option of the 12-month requalification method. This method really may be the simplest way to requalify. As you can see, Supervisor 1 had a few off months where they didn't accumulate any volume, but they were still able to achieve 4,000 total volume over the 12-month period. And since it's all unencumbered, he or she would requalify. But what if he or she tries to use encumbered volume? Well, in this example, you can see that Supervisor 1 has a lot of volume accumulated, actually 14,850 total volume. But only 850 of those points are unencumbered, and the other 14,000 are encumbered from their downline who are qualifying as supervisors. So, while the downline would be newly qualified supervisors, Supervisor 1 wouldn't requalify as supervisor. So all volume in this 4,000 option must be unencumbered. Now remember, whether you requalify or not, using this 4,000 method would mean that you lose your downline to the next upline supervisor. If you don't want that to happen, you can choose the 10,000 option. In this example, Supervisor 1 had only 2 down months. Maybe they were on vacation or something. But the rest of the months were really strong. So, they still accumulated 10,000 total volume, all unencumbered, over the 12-month qualification period. And because they went with the 10,000 option for the 12-month requalification method, he or she would not only requalify, but he or she would also get to keep the downline. So you see, you really can set your own pace with Herbalife. Now, in the 1 month or the 2 month methods, 1,000 volume points need to be unencumbered per month. So, in this example of a 1 month requalification, even though Distributor A has enough volume for the 4,000 volume points requirement to become a supervisor, Supervisor 1 needs to achieve 1,000 unencumbered volume in order to requalify. Since Supervisor 1 does accumulate their 1,000 PPV, they have successfully requalified to the supervisor level, and Distributor A is also now a fully qualified supervisor as of June 1st. Lastly, we have the 2 month requalification method. Now, like the 1 month requal, Supervisor 1 needs 1,000 unencumbered volume points per month. So, even though Distributor A reached the 2,500 volume points requirement to achieve supervisor for each month, Supervisor 1 needs to purchase an additional 1,000 per month in order to requalify. If they both accomplish this in May and June, Distributor A would be a fully qualified supervisor in July, and Supervisor 1 would have successfully requalified as well.
Now, don't forget to take advantage of the support system we have here at Herbalife. As John and I have said before, never in the history of this company has the support system been so robust. This company is forward-thinking, and there is support built into every step within the marketing plan to help you. Together, we can make Herbalife bigger, better, and stronger than ever before. We can do it. You can do it.
That's right. As long as you're willing to do the work and you want to make a change in your life and a change in the lives of others, you can aspire to success here at Herbalife. You're at the right place at the right time. Just remember that to maintain your status as a qualified producer or as a supervisor, you need to complete one of our requalification options annually between February 1st and January 31st, and you also need to make sure you pay your annual processing fee on time. It's so worth it. If you've come this far, you really want to hang on to all that you've achieved.
So what are you doing still sitting there? Go make a shake. Make a plan and get started today. Remember, every order counts. Daily consumption counts. You have the potential to take yourself and your business to the highest level. So go for it.